Okay, so guys, I'm at the clinic. I'm not gonna lie, it's quite hard. I don't really know what I'm looking for. I think I might be missing a few organs. So that might be from the 1,057 men I took last year, so that's a problem.
And the crazy part is I believe her.
For another day. I think there's a baby in there. This is my front scan. I don't know why it says BBL though. Oh, and guys, my doctors agreed to wear blue skin masks.
Hello.
So,
Bro, even the doctor don't want to be seen on camera with her. Bruh, even the doctor's like, yeah, I'm your doctor and all, but I don't even want to be on camera, man. Okay? You're making me look bad. Bro, it's uncomfortable as man. He's like, what the heck, man?
look at me, and I can't quite find anything.
Yeah, that like to dislike ratio is crazy. The fact that the doctor's wearing a ski mask tells me all I need to know. This is all a big BS publicity stunt. I recently miscarried, and if this publicity stunt, that's really low of you. There's people out there who are desperate for kids. Facts. Faking a pregnancy just to get 30K views in 10 hours. That's a new low. 2 weeks of conception, nothing would be visible on ultrasound at all. Yep. Absolutely. Up to 6 weeks, I'm sure you have to have a vaginal scan. Here are the reasons I don't believe this. Thanks to another commenter for jogging my memory with my own pregnancy. She was doing an ultrasound via her stomach and not vaginally, which is best early on in pregnancies. He said the size is 2 weeks, but you need to miss your period first, which is about 5 to 6 weeks before you can even see them looking like a grain of rice. This is kind of low, and I wouldn't believe it unless she posts her birthing video. Faking pregnancy is the lowest you can go. Shame on you. Weird thing to lie about twice. You aren't pregnant. Yep. I don't believe it for 1 second. Good way to stay relevant in media. Yeah. And, you know, I'm not surprised, bro, because when it comes to OnlyFans girls, I was talking about this the other day, right? Whether it's real or not is irrelevant. What really matters here is that OnlyFans girls will say and do anything for attention, right? So let me kind of explain how content creation works, right? And how different groups of content creators make content. So let's start from the beginning. So first you have your typical YouTube creator, right? They pre-record a video, edit it, put some jump cuts in there, you know, keep it punchy and short, okay? And they upload the video to YouTube after the fact, okay? This is historically how it's always been done. This is how most creators make their content. And it's the, you know, tried and true method of content creation, right? So you make the content, edit said content, upload to YouTube, profit, in theory, right? Now, many different creators fall into this realm, whether it's a vlogger, a documentary maker, you know, a fitness YouTuber, whatever, right? A commentary channel where you give, you know, cultural criticism or whatever. Like you look at people like, for example, like Penguin, right? Or these other commentary channels like Anus and Regis, shit like that. They pre-record, edit, and then drop the video, right? This is historically how it's always been done. Then you got your streamers, okay? Guys like myself, Aiden Ross, Kai Sinat, Speed, all these, right? And there's different types of live streamers, right? You got live streamers like me and Hassan Piker, for example, that do political and cultural commentary, who tends to, you know, and we have our political leanings. He is more progressive on the left. I am more conservative on the right, right? But we do pretty much the same exact thing. React to content, give political analysis, cultural commentary, blah, blah, right? Osmond Gold, etc. So there's many different realms of streaming as well. Then, now we're going to get into the whores, okay? And the whores, basically, are girls that do sex work on the internet. Whether it's OnlyFans, straight up pornography, these are the women that commodify their sexuality for profit. Now, here's the problem, right? When you make sexual content as a female, it's an extremely inflated industry because every girl can be a slut, okay? So what ends up happening is female creators that do sex work or do OnlyFans constantly have to get new subscribers to their content because the attrition and churn rate is so high. And the reason why the churn rate is so high is because what they're offering is not special. I want to really harp on that. Female creators that do sex work, whether it's taking pictures at a beach in a bikini all the way to getting gangbanged by 10 Nigerians, it's all the same realm. And the reason for that, the reason their biggest issue, they don't have a problem getting attention. They have a problem retaining attention and keeping subscribers on them for a long time. So since OnlyFans girls have an extremely high churn rate, right? And a churn rate, just so you guys know, is if you have like a subscription service and people just unsubscribe, that's OnlyFans girls. And the reason why the churn rates are so high is because there's some new turning 18 every day. Okay? If you're like a gooner, right? You're going to want different to goon to. So you might subscribe to a chick for a month or two here. You might subscribe to another chick for a month or two here. But a lot of these, they gotta, take their goon bucks and move it around. They can't be subscribed to every that they love to goon to. So they have to pick and choose. And since there's new coming on every day, it is what it is. Someone said, I'm a gooner, and he's right. Okay, thanks for your confirmation, Kaiser. What the fuck? You said that's a little too comfortable. So, since OnlyFans girls have a very difficult time retaining customers, they have to do collabs. And typically, they have to pick their collabs intelligently. So what do? They latch onto male creators, preferably live streamers. Because the reason why they like live streamers the most is because live streamers tend to have the strongest audiences. Why? Because if you're watching someone for hours on end, you tend to build a bond with that individual. Pause. Okay? It's more personable. You get to see the person without any edits. It's raw. A lot of time it's unfiltered. You can talk to that individual. Like right now, you guys saw I've been reading super chats and interacting with you guys. So, especially male streamers tend to have very strong audiences that are male dominant. This is precisely what OnlyFans thoughts need. Okay? Since they have such a high churn rate because they're not special, they have to constantly be sourcing for new subscribers. And the way for them to constantly source for new subscribers is to do collabs. Now, let's assume you're someone like Bonnie Blue, who you've done the collabs, you've been on the podcast, you've done, interviews here and there, right? Well, what's next? Well, you have to pull off stunts like this, for example, right? Get your name back in the media, build some intrigue, and people go ahead and subscribe. And a lot of OnlyFans girls do this, right? So Bonnie Blue uses outrageous, shock value, like, oh, I'm going to get banged by 1,000 dudes. Oh, I'm going to do 100 dudes in a day. Her and Lily Phillips, right? They do like the super or shock value. Then you have other women like, what's that bitch's name? Sophia Rain, right? Sophia Rain. She does rage bait by saying, look at how much money I made. I make more money than LeBron, right? Because that also pisses people off, that there's like doctors and surgeons that don't make that kind of money. So like, what the fuck is this useless thought? Which they would be correct, by the way. But are you guys starting to see the trend here? Look at Amaranth getting in fights with her husband, faking fights. All the top OnlyFans girls that make the most money have gimmicks. The bottom line is simply this. The top OnlyFans creators all have stupid gimmicks to funnel people into their OnlyFans, whether it's them getting in fights with their fake husbands, or them faking a pregnancy, or them lying about how much money they made, or them having sex with 1,000 dudes a day. What is the bottom line here, or what is the common denominator? It is shock value, my friends. Shock value brings eyeballs, eyeballs bring attention, attention brings dollars. That is why OF girls market in that way. Since they don't have the requisite set to maintain an audience via what's in their mind, they must do shocking and like this to get you to pay for their subscriptions. Give me ones that make sense. I gave